We
Good
do.
segue.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so good at these segues, huh?
As always, we like to do it in like the most hyped order, so the ones that the community have been calling for the most.
Sure.
So let's jump straight in to the Napier-Railton.
Yeah. The car that is probably the least hyped in that order, but should be the most hyped because it is super, super interesting.
Oh, look at it.
And
Come
super
on.
cool. Yeah.
Incredible to listen to.
Yeah, so it's a really unique car. It is a one of one. There's only one in the world.
Only
and
one, wow.
it still lives in the place that it was born,
Uh-huh.
in Brooklands in the UK. So this is a car, I think it's from 1933, called the Napier-Railton. So called because it has a Napier aeroplane engine, and
As you can hear.
the guy that designed it, his surname was Railton.
Oh, well,
So
there you go.
there you go. This is from a time between the two world wars when people were just trying to go as fast as possible for fun, and the main way of doing that was basically to stick the biggest engine that you could find on
4 wheels. And let
on
it
4
go.
wheels with a sort of really rudimentary ladder chassis, and go for it.
Sure.
And Brooklands in the UK was one of the best places to do that. So it's the outer oval circuit was a very famous place to do so, and this car is still the record holder for the fastest ever lap around the Brooklands Oval. I think it was 145 mile an hour.
No one challenged
originally
it?
it was.
Or
Obviously,
just went, no.
It was challenged, and then unfortunately Brooklands is no more as a circuit anymore.
I
So
see.
that record will forever stand.
That's one good way to hold a record,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah,
It's
so
to
it
shut
makes sure
it
no one
down
can
after
ever go
you've been in there.
Business
Yeah.
plan, hasn't it? It's like bits
Yeah,
of,
unfortunately.
like, industrial park.
It is, yeah. But yeah, so it's a really a unique car. It's got, like we say, it's got this W12 engine, so it sounds really different. Because it's like the aeroplane-based engine. It's like sort of really like low revving, and it's got a really unique sound to it. But also because it's a W, it's got 3 sets of exhausts on it as well. So if you look on the exterior of the car, there's an exhaust bank. So we don't
Slow
send
down.
it into a hedge. One on that side at the bottom, one in the middle, and then one on that side.
Wow.
So 3 banks of 4.
It's certainly unique, isn't it?
Yeah, and that is a 24-litre engine as well,
Wow.
right? 24-litre 12 cylinder.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should
let's go
definitely
have a
have a
peek.
good look at it in Forza Vista.
So you say this is one the community have been after or not?
They didn't know how much they wanted it.
Yeah,
well,
they did not
I
yet
love that answer. You don't know how much you want this.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that is we like to do that at playground games. You know, we give you the things you didn't know you wanted yet.
Okay, right. So,
those
like we were saying,
details.
this car is an incredibly exclusive one of one in the world, and that means it was handmade as well. So the guys have put a lot of attention into the material that you can see there to give it that really authentic look of that, vintage bodywork that you can see.
Oh yeah, you can see
You
the
see-
grooves on the side. It's
All those like original
Wow.
hammer marks from when someone would have been just hammering it over a mould.
Yeah, that's it. And there's all the bespoke stickering. This car does a lot of runs at Goodwood at the Festival of Speed as well, where it gets shown off, and I think it's got the Festival of Speed sticker still on the side there as well, which is really cool.
Oh
wow.
yeah, good.
Yeah,
Details are amazing.
there we go. There's that massive 24-litre plane engine.
It looks like some instructions there for probably when these pipes pop out, try and make it look like this again.
Yeah,
It's like a little puzzle.
yeah. I mean, it is. And yeah, like we were saying, this car obviously a record setter. There's a famous picture of it, really cool. It's almost 2 tons of car, this, and there's a picture of it
2
with
tons.
yeah,
sorry.
2 tons
Whoa.
going around the Brooklands Oval, and it has not got 1 tyre on the ground. It is fully in
It's
the air.
unable to lift
Yeah,
off.
and you sort of see the way that the driver is just perched on the back of it, and all of that bit behind him is fuel tank, and you can just imagine what that would have been like to drive.
The noise alone as well.
Yeah. So it's an incredible achievement. So it's 170
exhaust
mile
at
an hour.
the back.
Yeah. And to top it all off, the brakes are only on the rear. It has no front brakes.
No front brakes.
Yeah. So Mike's gonna do a good job of making it look easy driving it, but I can assure you it is
That's a nice compliment.
it's a real
That's really
handful.
nice.
It does feel very heavy to
Yeah.
drive.
I love that. The idea of it like feeling heavy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
and the vehicle handling guys would have put a lot of effort into that, making sure it feels as authentic as possible.
Yeah, so the Napier-Railton can be unlocked in autumn. in the Cult Courier seasonal championship. So be sure to check that out in autumn. It does indeed drift. That's even with traction control on. So yeah, there you go.
Well
I wonder if anyone ever drifted one of these in real life.
Well,
I would love to see
and live to tell the tale, yeah. That's it.
Well, you said it wouldn't lift, so you'd have to try it, I guess.
And you'd have to make sure you got it right as well, because it has no reverse gear.
Yeah,
I mean,
wait.
it does in the game.
It does in the game.
Oh, I see.
So some creative liberty taken there. All right. Shall we take a look at another car?
Yeah, we can do. Should we go from one British high-speed legend to another?
Let's.
Yeah.
Let's do just that.
Can you get faster than that? Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I do not believe you.
There has been quite a lot of progress in the last 8 years.
Since
or so years.
1933.
That's it. Yeah, and you
news.
can now do a much greater speed in much greater comfort. But with still with an incredible design, right? So this is McLaren Speedtail.
Yeah, so called because it has a big tail and it is very speedy.
It's speedy.
There you go,
yeah.
right? And Mike was on the naming board for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is McLaren's latest and greatest road car.
The latest one, huh?
Yeah, 25 years ago they released their first one, the McLaren F1. It's a 250 mile an hour road car with a really unique feature. You sat in the middle of it.
Oh.
And it was a three-seater, and this has brought that back, the Speedtail. So you're back in the middle of it there with a passenger seat on either side of you. You've got an interesting little feature. You've got the rear view cameras instead of rear view mirrors. So they've really they've really gone to town on the aerodynamic stuff, as you can see. Yeah, so wing mirrors stick out too much. They're not aerodynamic, so that's a better way of doing that.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
One of my favourite features of this, a lot of modern cars have sort of track buttons or like sport modes or things like that. This car has a velocity button.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Just press it. Velocity.
It goes to show just, it's that pure, made for pure speed. And going in a straight line, yeah, Mike? Yes.
Camera coming up.
So
difficult bit of traffic to
make sure that you're doing 60 there, Mike, yeah.
What sort of speeds can this clock?
So this car tops out 250 mile an hour. I'm pretty sure that is a limiter that they've put on it, and it would go faster. But
really?
But going over 250 mile an hour is really, really expensive. You have to start thinking about bespoke tyres, because normal, like even the sort of highest high grade road tyres can't take it. And all the additional testing that you have to do to make sure that car is is going to be safe and sturdy. And this, I mean, you can look at the body of it. You can see it's been styled with the aerodynamics in mind of going as fast as possible. It hasn't got bits sticking off of it anywhere. It's that like bar of soap style, like as slippery as possible.
What's the deal with the front wheels?
Yeah, they've got wheel covers over them to make them even more aerodynamic.
Wow.
That's a point of
thought of everything.
Point of turbulence, so that they've got rid of that.
Mike, sorry. Right, that was just unfair.
Yeah.
Just reminding them that you're in a McLaren.
You've ruined their camping holiday there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so this is over 1,000 horsepower. It is technically a hybrid, so it's got some electronic assistance with it. The rear of the bodywork is actually like one piece that sort of bends upwards when you get to speed, which is a really cool aerodynamic point on it. I think it's a really, really cool looking car, and it's a sort of a breath of fresh air that they did it just to make a cool, amazing looking 250 mile an hour car, not to be the biggest, the fastest, the best.
Just the look of it alone screams, this will go fast.
Exactly.
This car was designed just to be fast.
That's it. They haven't, muddied the formula up at all. They've just done what they wanted to do, and it's got one purpose, and it does it really, really well.
Shall we? How much will one of these cost, Andy?
I don't know how much it costs. More than you can afford, pal, is the line.
That is
that really nice compliment as well. Right.
It's definitely true.
Yeah. Okay, right.
And then
how fast can you get?
about...
Can you do the 250?
Let's see if we can get to the speed trap at 250. There is that kind of tricky little bend here.
Nearly
you'll
there.
Get 250 before it.
Good
there
job.
It is.
There you go.
And this is just the stock in the game as well, so obviously you'll be able to tinker with it to get it a bit faster too.
I mean, how much better can you make it? It's already pretty incredible, right? I'll leave that for the community to find out, I suppose.
Oh, I'm sure, give them like a day and they'll be on, I don't know, 400 or something ridiculous. Broken the land speed.
Oh. 250 to 0.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you're going to cross it at 50.
Oh. Just a reminder, we do have a rewind
close to 3
feature.
stars.
Just in case anyone have a question whether this really does go out live, there you go.
Right, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah. Right.
Which I'm hoping is just as speedy. Super speedy.
It looks
super
fast,
sleek.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see. So, of course, we have Toyota returning to us. Over the last few series, we've been doing our best to give you as many Toyotas back as possible. And this is the latest one, the 2000 GT. It was Japan's halo car for a long time. So Toyota wanted a car, to sit right at the very top of their roster, and this was what they came up with. It's
not bad, is it?
Yeah, so you can see it came out at the time of cars like the Jaguar E-Type, and you can definitely see that sort of
that influence.
style influence in it. Yeah, yes, it's a really cool, really special car. They only made 351 in total. And
we've got one of them right here.
Apparently that was a pretty good job because they weren't exactly making any money on them. So if they actually made as many as they planned to make, they probably would have been in a bit of a financial mess.
Wow.
But they stayed as special as they are. And if you did choose an E-Type over one of these in a day, you'd be kicking yourself now because these are worth so much more.
So if there's anyone at home with these just under a sheet in a garage, not knowing how much they're worth,
I don't know how many
switch off
of them.
the stream and go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know how many are like unaccounted for. But so it was in a Bond film as well.
Yeah.
We mentioned. I can't remember which one it was.
I mean, I've not watched any of the Bond films, but this car screams Bond. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Like they made it to be one.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Just imagine Connery sat in there.
Yeah, they made the special ones.
I think walnut dash.
Pretty sure there was 2 of them that were made that were convertibles for the film, and I'm pretty sure that was because he didn't fit.
He was a big boy.
Yeah,
he wasn't
was quite
fit.
tall. Yeah, so that's my dream, going to drive one as well. I probably wouldn't fit in it either. Never mind. But yeah, like we've gone from 24-litre engine in the Napier-Railton. This is a 2-litre engine.
Aww.
So you can imagine that's quite a big difference. But it's still.
It's much more refined, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like if I was sat in this, I would still be able to hear other things once I got out of it. Whereas the Railton, I think I would only be hearing the Railton
for about a week afterwards. Yeah.
It would tinnitus. It would just follow you around everywhere.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sounding car. It's a straight 6. It's got 3 double barrel carbs on it.
Oh, and there goes the lights.
Yeah, the lovely pop-up lights as well. We love pop-up lights. They give the car a happy little face. Yeah. That is definitely the best thing about pop-up lights.
It's like it's blushing.
Yeah. Yes, this was a first venture. Toyota and Yamaha joined forces to make that engine, and it's a really sort of iconic, like sounding and a really great performing engine as well. Like it was 150 horsepower from a 2-litre engine, which is pretty good going for its day, and it still made 133 mile an hour.
Okay.
Which when you think that the Napier-Railton we were looking at was 170 mile an hour, and then like 30 years later they're doing 133 with that much less engine and
about a quarter of the
could
weight.
Do
yeah, tiny amount of
133.
weight. But yeah, all packed in that tiny little car. So it's a lovely
very
looking
impressive.
thing. It's a really special car to have.
And it looks like the perfect, like if you want to have like a pacifist run, I'll call it, in the game. You just want to drive around Sunday drive mode and have a look. This fits in perfectly.
It does.
Yeah, it's a great shout. Yeah, that is my preferred way to enjoy Horizon 4 these days.
By not engaging with the races.
It's just getting a car and just drive. Just go check out this beautiful seasonal Britain, as we like to call it in our marketing materials.
I tried to teach someone to drive on this game. Someone who has no idea how to drive, and they were terrible. They crashed into me at a roundabout, and I lost it. I was so angry.
Were they using a wheel?
Yes, we were both using a wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, and they blamed the person in front, and they said they were checking their wing mirrors, but I don't think they were.
And we now know that you're a road rager as well, which is going to be great for a Lim and Q&A.
Which, talking about excellent segues, shout